everyone, this is Tiffany Jackson from Therapeutic Massage Bodywork. I'm the founder. I founded the company 20 years ago. And Lou?
Lou, I'm the lead therapist. I've been working here, it'll be 4 years in February, but I just came onto the lead position in October. So that part is new to me, but not the company.
Yeah, but Lou's been prepping for lead position for 4 years, you guys.
Yeah, yeah. I've been working my way up.
She has.
And my name's Michelle. I have been with the company since 2017, so going on 7 years now. And I am the HR manager.
Okay, so we're gonna address some important topics for our community because we've come across a whole bunch of areas that just we don't, as a massage community, we don't have a cohesive answer or belief or way of doing things. And I know that that's a really intriguing thing for most people, but when you're looking for a job, that can be really confusing. And so we're here because we want to address some of the topics that come up the most often and how we as a company and culture navigate those things. And then at the very end of this video, we're going to give you a couple of tips and tricks. So just things going into this industry, or if you've been in it for a while, different ways that you can navigate the two most frequently addressed questions when you're interviewing or even just job seeking, right?
Yeah, clarification on what actually are we talking about?
Yeah, like the most confusing
Mhm.
two topics in our industry when job seeking.
So Tiffany, why did you pay hourly, or why do you pay pay for hourly massage therapists, and what does that look like in comparison to most massage therapy jobs?
So my why is that over many decades, like over 2+ decades, I have seen so many people say massage isn't a real job. Massage therapy isn't a real job. I had to quit massage to go get a real job so I can pay my bills. And that just breaks my heart. And so 20 years ago, when I started this company, I thought I am going to make sure that I do things right. And it took some time because it takes time to build up. But over 6 or 7 years, I got everything lined up so that we could pay our massage therapists as employees, first off, so that when I was hiring employees, they would be paid properly. And then after a handful more years, I got us in a position where we could pay hourly flat wages, plus bonuses, plus tips, plus other things. Um, and so I just believe that it is the right thing to do to make sure that this is truly a real job and not something that people need a second job to support. And then how is that different? Oh man. Most job postings that we see, I guess is the right word for them. Um, Most of them that I come across, I go dig, I look. They have inflated numbers. They usually pick the number that reflects the highest possible amount that somebody could earn in a 1 hour massage, but not the average amount that they're going to earn in a 1 hour massage. And then they call that the hourly pay, which is very confusing because it's not hourly. It's per hour massage. And
Mhm.
so if you don't have a 1 hour massage every hour on the hour for your full shift, you're not actually earning that hourly. And then they'll estimate tips in there, and they usually inflate the estimated tip. They're going for their highest performer, their
Mhm.
best person over all time, and how did they perform? Um, and we don't do that. We're much more transparent that way. You'll always have access to your numbers. I mean, a month might go by where our numbers board isn't quite updated if we're a little bit overwhelmed as leadership, but you typically have access to that monthly. Um, and then just our pay on our job board or job postings, our pay is very transparent. We break it down exactly how we came to whatever number we came to. Oh, you know what? This is key actually. I had all this like just jumped into my head. Um in most places, they because they pay commission, okay? They're not paying hourly. They are supposed to have a minimum hourly wage.
Mhm.
I don't know if most of them are really paying attention to that or not, but legally speaking, the minimum they're required to pay you is the state's legal minimum wage. So most places will overhire. They'll hire like 20 massage therapists, but they really only have enough clientele for five. So then these 20 massage therapists show up to their shifts and they're only
Yeah.
10-20% booked, which means you're only being paid while you're booked. And the problem I have with that is it puts the majority of the financial risk on the massage therapist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how that could just kind of makes things a little uncertain and just it just sounds stressful to me, to be honest. And like
Yep.
having to sift through those jobs posts, it's like that's confusing. All of the promises, and it's confusing to not get what you're being promised.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown for sure when you go in somewhere and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this amount of money. I'm gonna be able to do what I need to do." And then you get there and it's like everything's different.
Like you
It's
can't
not
even pay
what I
your
thought I was
bills.
going into. Right.
Yeah, your
Yeah, yeah.
promise was I'll be able to pay my bills and do vacations and whatever. And then what the reality is, I can't even pay my bills off of this.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
unless I'm working an insane amount of hours and like really doing my own marketing and making sure that my books are filled, it really, like you said, it goes to the massage therapist to be able to give themselves job security when they're working for someone else and now they have to do more than just their job
Mhm.
to
Right.
make sure that they're good.
Yeah, and it is. It creates a stressful environment for the massage
Mhm.
therapist, and we need to be calm and safe. That's how we do our best work is when we're calm and safe. Um,
Mhm.
Lou, I want to hear from you a little bit. What is it like working at Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork? How does it compare to the many other jobs you've had, whether in the massage industry or outside of the massage industry?
I love this question. So I've always been in the healthcare field. I started as a CNA before I got my massage license. So I was doing CNA work through massage schooling. And it was kind of similar, even though it was an hourly pay, it was very similar to what therapists are seeing now, where you're only paid for the time that you're working, not for the time that you're scheduled. And the biggest difference that I've noticed, first of all, is everything. The whole everything is
So
different.
we need a whole like 45-minute YouTube channel video to address the everything, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the actual culture of this office, it is completely different than anything I've ever experienced. I've worked at massage schools. I've been part of the registrar. I've been assistant spa manager. I've done everything that I can do in the massage world besides owning my own space and going and advocating for this type of work. But
Yeah,
we,
but hashtag life goals, where's Lou's career headed?
Mhm.
uh,
We'll go there.
it's
Yes.
I'm on the way, which is great. But we do a lot um, to grow our culture. So we don't allow for stagnation. There's a lot of a like interactive meetings. So we do 3 different meetings a month where we're checking in, we're making sure everybody has what they need, we're making sure that people are feeling safe. And if they're not, we're addressing those issues when we find them, not months and months down the road when we're like, there's an issue. What's going on? We create those open spaces to be able to catch those, so we're not falling into those stagnation spots of nobody's growing, things are just kind of getting weird in the office. We really make a point to open up those times, whether it be for ethical meetings, because we work more towards an ethical based workplace.
Right. Yeah.
We have team meetings where everybody comes together and we talk about each individual's work and how they fit into the team. And then we have monthly one-on-ones where me and the other provider talks one-on-one about what's working, what's not working, how can I do better, how can you do better, what's going on in your space, and how can we make it to where it aligns with us and aligns with you. Our company purpose also is a huge thing, both inward and outward, of challenging the industry standard as well as changing how people experience life, which is a huge thing because other companies don't really take into account the lives of the clients. They're more clients come in, we do what we need to do, we get the money, and they go on about their life. And we're very
Like
we're involved.
a client is
We're
a
very
number.
involved in
A
it.
client is the dollars coming in,
Right,
and
right.
that is all.
Yeah, that's it. And for us, it's very like you are a human. I am a human. We come together and we figure out how to make the most efficient and best experience for what I have time for. We also really push the culture of ethics and professionalism and how they meet and how we can do our part to make sure that we are staying ethical and we're not doing things that are outside of our scope of practice, or we're giving people opportunity to expand their scope of practice. We do lots of continuing education. We have lots of resources. We really go above and beyond to make sure people are able to grow in the way that they want to grow. And we also, in that, create a sense of safety with financial, with the actual job itself, with the space that we create. It's a lot of safety in who you are and safety with being able to come to this space and know that we're rooting for you. We're going to push you to root for yourself and also create this space to where you can grow as a person and as a professional without having to get rid of something or take something out of your life to be able to accomplish it, which I think is huge. I have never worked at a place that has that type of culture and allows you to grow as a person while still growing as a professional, which was huge for me. I think that was probably the biggest thing for me where I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to grow working here because if I don't, I feel like I'm being left behind. And I don't want to create a space where I feel like I have to catch up with everybody because I'm not doing my part to make sure that I'm being a good person.
Yeah, sweet. That's a lot. Like,
Yeah,
right?
you know, that's
And
like
that
I
didn't
need a
even, I actually thought about that in safety. That didn't even
yeah,
address like our physical safety, how we have
yeah.
security measures in place through our front desk staff and through our intake process to make sure that the clients who are coming through our door, they're identified, that our
Mhm.
professionals in the building are licensed, and we have verified that they have licenses,
Right.
and we've, verified that they can work in the US.
Mhm.
That we make sure that we know their identity, that their license is real. There's just so much that goes into all of that. Our
Yeah.
safety emotionally and physically is huge.
Mhm. Especially in this industry, it's a big scare for some people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love that you hit on so many points of things that make us different. I wish
I have more. There's so much more.
we're gonna need to do another video.
Oh, yes. Okay, Michelle. So you've worked with other companies in various industries and have been in HR training with other companies' HR personnel.
Mhm.
What's the most noticeable thing about our organization and team, and how is it different from the others that you've had exposure for?
So looking back at some of the other companies that I've worked for, the main focus, because there's actually, like you said, it's like there's a whole list. There's a bunch of things. But the main thing that sticks out is it's very much like you said, there's room to grow. As us as employees, not just as the clientele, as our company gets bigger, but I feel like it's opened up this space where we as employees, we learn from each other, we grow from each other, and that it's okay to make a mistake, and it's not going to, because I've worked in companies where it's like if you made a mistake, it's like you made a mistake,
Right.
and so
red check against you, two more red
Mhm.
checks, two more
yeah,
mistakes, and you're fired. Like there's
Right.
no room
yeah,
for correction, there's no room for learning. It's just if you made the mistake, and we're talking small mistakes.
yeah, it could have been like accidentally saying a name wrong over the phone, like
Like you
it
mispronounced their name.
mispronounced something, or
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Or
So
I
there's
when I put the amount into the credit card machine, I put 50 cents different.
yeah,
That's a small problem that can be fixed. It can be resolved
Mhm.
very easily. But for an employee to be always on edge,
it almost felt like you were
Yeah.
getting shamed for being a human and having human error, and you weren't allowed to be a human. You had to be a robot. You had to get it right,
Right.
because it made it. I mean, I understand. These are people's accounts. This is people's money. These are people.
mm-hmm.
But it made it seem as though the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, now
Yeah,
let's talk
like
about, say, $1,000 mistake. You
yeah.
added an extra zero or two to
Mhm.
somebody's ticket. That's a bigger issue. It can still be
Right.
fixed. It can still be fixed, but it is definitely a bigger mistake, right?
Yeah. So just being able to one be a human as an employee has been like the has been it's that's what makes me safe, is because it's like they understand, my leaders know, my coworkers know that I am a human and I'm going to have a bad day. I'm going to miss a detail. I'm going to,
Cry.
it's inevitable.
You might
Right.
cry. You
I
might
mean, I'm
need
not.
a minute to go like breathe for you might get overwhelmed. You might need
Mhm.
to just take the afternoon and not have any phone calls and have somebody else pick that up for you for a few hours.
Yeah.
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 Been a busy day. I just need extra couple minutes on my lunch to go walk around the park. Let me clear my head for a second, because sometimes it can be taxing. But the other side of that is we also we relay that to our clients too. Like, we understand that you are a human. I mean, yes, them coming into the office is what helps fuel the paycheck, but they are also not a number. And so they are people who we care about. They are people who we are interested in, and we're interested in them as people, not the amount of money that they can give us. And it
Mhm.
adds that safety of, like, they can come in and know that they're going to get quality care, and not just I'm another number coming through the door and another number leaving. And
Yeah.
so it's been a huge difference, because it feels like a place where you can actually get the things and get the care that you need, and know that you got it leaving, and not just, well, they took my money, but I guess this is fixed. I think, it's so that's what I've been experiencing, and it's been really awesome. And I love the atmosphere. It's very professional. It's very mindful, and you can also tell that the owner's number one priority is the clients, and that they're getting the care that they need, and then making sure that our employees are in a healthy spot, whether it's getting education, whether it's getting um,
outside
treatment that
support.
they need, outside
Yep.
support, and those one-on-ones and those meetings is where all of those happen. It's very structured and it's very safe, and you would have one of the best experiences working here.
Yay. Yeah, most people who do work with us really, that's feedback we've gotten over and over and over. And the more feedback we get, the more weight or the more I put into those areas, the areas that employees say that they need something. Um, so over decades, I have found that as long as we're focused on the well-being of our clients and the well-being of our staff, the money sorts itself out. I don't have to worry. We don't have to focus on that. Our metrics actually tell us a story, and our leadership learn how to read the story. It's not some random archaic number. And the story that our metrics tell us is, are you taking care of yourself? And are you taking care of the client?
Yeah.
Every metric we have to measure performance tells us those two things. And I know that Lou specifically has been in places that are really heavy on metrics, and we're not heavy on metrics. We use metrics as the tool to tell us if we are on the right track or if we're totally off track, and then we figure out based on those metrics or those results, what do we need to provide our employee to support them in reaching this metric.
It's
Or
definitely more of a guideline. Where I've previously been, it's a rigid, you meet these or you don't meet these. And that was a big brain shift for me on you don't I mean it's good to be in your metrics, but if you're not in your metrics, then we figure it out.
yeah, we look into why are you not in a metric. Is it a system problem? Like, is it something in our system that's creating the problem? Or is it, oh well, there was one spot on my schedule that was empty and just for whatever reason didn't fill, and that happened to hit one of my metrics, but all my other ones were
Right.
great. So do we worry about that one time? No. No,
Right.
that's not the end of the world. um so I wanted to make sure that we fulfill on our promise to leave some tidbits. There's two places. Two. Are you seeing double? Hey, look! I just triggered a celebration. That was fun.
There you go. Woohoo.
So there's two places that we see massage therapists struggling to answer the questions the most. The first one is, what inspired you to apply for this position? Why do you want to work for us? Why do you want to work here and not somewhere else? And this is going to apply everywhere. So whether you're a massage therapist or an anything, and you're looking to work somewhere, it is increasingly more important as we grow and evolve in our world, I guess, that we know why. We know our why. We have like internal purpose to fulfill and reasons for doing everything in life. And if I wake up and go to any job just to punch a time clock, just to make it through those hours to get to the end of the day, my soul is like draining, right? That is such a black and white and gray sort of a day.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want for any of you. And so, doesn't matter the job, but specifically, especially massage therapists, please know why you want to work somewhere. Look into the company, figure out what's important to you. The biggest thing you can do is identify what are the things that are important to you. How do you want the work you're doing in the massage field to impact your community? And how do you want it to impact you? And if you know those things, you'll be able to identify the places that will fuel that and feed that. And you'll be able to identify the places that will suck it out of you, like dry. You'll have no energy, vital life force, light in you at all at the end of the day. Um, and then the other question we see a challenge with is hourly pay. Um, they, we don't know. Let's see. as a general industry, massage therapists get really confused about the difference between commission hourly pay, which means per hour massage, and clock hourly pay, which means I clock in, I arrive to my shift at work, I clock in, I work, I clock out and take a lunch, I clock back in after my lunch, and I clock out at the end of the day, and all clock hours paid. So to calculate that, if you're working somewhere on a commission pay, I generally recommend that you don't include tips here. And here's my why. Over 22 years of working in this field, I've seen the biggest variable is tips. And the reason for that is cultural sometimes. Sometimes it's the place or the type of place you're working. And then usually it's economic. And so anytime people get a little more stressed in economics, their ability to tip goes down. And so they either come in less often and tip the same, or they come in the same frequency and tip less or don't tip at all. And we really need to keep in mind that tips are a bonus or a wonderful thing, but they are not an expected income. And so I recommend that what you do is you look at your week and you say, okay, I arrive at work at this time and I take a lunch break at this time and I leave at this time. And that is a total of this many hours. Maybe it's 7 hours, maybe it's 8 hours. You take that total of hours and you take your commission pay that you were paid during that pay period and you take minus your tips, right? Just your commission pay, and divide the commission pay by the total number of hours you were at work in the building required to be there. Or even that you dedicated, because I know some jobs don't require you to stay, but I mean that's super unpredictable. So I would just say the number of hours you're available on their schedule in that case, because that's what you're wanting to determine. If I'm required to be available 20 hours a week, but I'm only booked 5, then what is my hourly pay across all hours I'm required to be booked or required to be available? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just want to make sure you guys know how to calculate that number and can really identify for yourself what you're making. And then the other one is overall monthly pay. Because again, everybody's so used to this like roller coaster pay that's all inconsistent and we don't really know. And so the best way to figure that out is to look at your last year, divide it by 12, your total annual income for the last year. That includes tips, that includes everything. That's your overall monthly pay. Take that overall gross monthly pay and divide it by 12. And that's what you've been living on for the last 12 months. And the question is, can you continue living on that in the next 12 months? And if not, then it's clearly not enough. So I want to make sure that everybody knows how to like run those numbers for themselves and keep themselves safe in our crazy little fluctuating, inconsistent industry.
Absolutely.
If anything from this little video was inspiring to you, or you thought, wow, I really want to work with a company like that, let us know. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, come work with me.
Come join us.
Yeah.
I love it here.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you guys later. There's like a link or something down below. You can click on it and apply. Or just like shoot us an email or a comment or something. Let us know what you thought. Bye.
Bye.